January 7, 2011. The first Smackdown of the new year. This was a really good Smackdown, even though they called it a double main eventer and they put the first main event in the first match, which you're not really supposed to do. But then again, I don't write the script for WWE. Maybe if I did, people will stop watching TNA. Not really sure why they're watching in the first place, but they want to watch what they want to watch. You want to watch Orlando Jordan instead of Kane? Be my guest. That's on your conviction. Anyway, it was a pretty good card, except for the Divas match, as usual. And but a lot of these rivalries have been going on too long. The Edge and Kane and the Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston. Obviously, these things have been going for months and they really need to die down. Or just die. So let's start off with the first main event and first match of the night. Kane versus Edge in a last man standing match. This went on for longer than I'd like, but it was a pretty good match all in all. Of course, they go out of the ring, they go all over the arena, up the stairs, into the walls, bouncing off the floors, back down the stairs, into the ring, just to end up back out of the ring by the announcer's table. Kane puts Edge to the announcer's table at the 8 count of the 10 count that it requires to win the last man standing. Edge gets a hold of Matt Striker, who just happened to be in the area. Matt Striker was fishing something out. Edge grabs him, pulls himself up by using Matt Striker as leverage. He gets on his feet for a split second, falls back down. Kane loses it. He gets back out of the ring. He grabs Edge, throws him into the ring, grabs a couple of chairs, throws those into the ring, which was his big mistake. The moment Kane tries to get into the ring, he's greeted with a steel chair to the head. And he falls over the ropes. Edge takes the chair, cracks him on the knees a couple of times, then goes across the ring and sets up for the spear. Once he lands a spear, he takes the chair again, and realizing that the only way to keep the big man down is to take out his legs, he goes and he just takes the chair and he beats the man until his knees are practically broken. Then Kane gets over to the ropes, tries to climb up the ropes, and when I say climb, I mean he's pulling himself up to his feet. Edge lets him go, and the ref counts, and once he gets to 9, Kane actually gets both feet on the ground for that split second that Edge had earlier, but this time the referee keeps counting all the way through. Now come on, WWE, if you're going to do this, be fair about it. I'm no big fan of Kane. Hell, I hate Kane. I think Kane's a waste, especially as The Undertaker's brother. Why is Kane the one who defeated Undertaker? You should have let Shawn Michaels do it and then Undertaker could go off. But I guess you want to keep that perfect record, right? So anyway, Kane loses and Edge successfully retains the title. We knew this was coming up and this is going to be the last battle because there is going to be a new #1 contender. Having said that, let's go on to the second match of the night. It's going to be Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. Again, this thing is worn out. I guess Caval was going to be the face to take the title from Dolph Ziggler, but Caval and WWE had a falling out, and they went their separate ways. So they brought back Kofi Kingston, being the only face with any kind of success in SmackDown. So Kofi Kingston comes into place. Him and Dolph go at it. Kofi hits him with a flying cross from the top rope. Pins him in the middle of the ring where Vicky cannot get a hold of him and interfere in the match. Kofi Kingston is now the new Intercontinental Champion. Vicky Guerrero grabs the mic, says Teddy Long is out for the day, and she is currently the acting manager of SmackDown. She calls for an instant rematch just as Dolph Ziggler sneaks up behind Kofi Kingston and hits him with a zigzag. Kofi Kingston being completely out of it, Dolph Ziggler sets up. The referee's got to let Kofi get to his feet before the instant rematch happens. Kofi's at his feet. Dolph Ziggler flies in with a wild haymaker. Kofi ducks it, lands a Trouble of Paradise, pins him again for the 1, 2, 3. Now Dolph has lost the title twice in a matter of 45 seconds. That's kind of par for the course because that's all Dolph Ziggler is good for without Vicky Guerrero. Now, I like Dolph and I think he's a great wrestler, but come on. The only way he ever retained the title was through Vicky Guerrero. They have a fight in the back. Vicky says that he's a two-time loser. Dolph says, go get a new boyfriend. They cut out, come back in. Kelly's walking down the hall, approached by Drew McIntyre. Kelly, please stop attracting the creeps. You had Kane at the Slammies, and then you had Randy Orton after that, and then now Drew McIntyre? Really? I love the guy's a wrestler, but he's a creep. He's very creepy, even for me. So anyway, Drew tells her that I hope you're going to be there to support me because I will always be there to support you. This plays out later on in the episode. Drew McIntyre goes out to the ring for a triple threat. Since he's the only one with any kind of screen time before the match, I thought he was going to win. But I should have known better. Guess who the acting manager is? That's right, Vicky Guerrero, and she comes out and says this will not be a triple threat between Big Show, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre. It will be a fatal four-way with Dolph Ziggler added into the mix. That's right, the two-time loser is now applicable for a #1 contendership? Really? Okay. Now TNA's starting to make a little more sense. Thanks a lot, WWE. Anyway, so they go through this, and we know that Dolph Ziggler is either going to win and become #1 contender, eventually go on to win the title because he's got Vicky Guerrero on his side, or he will be a 3-time loser and he will finally leave Vicky Guerrero and go to Caitlyn because that's really all Caitlyn's good for right now is being a girlfriend to Dolph Ziggler. She's not wrestling, she's filing papers even after winning NXT and a right to a Divas Championship. Like I said, I don't write the screen. So, Dolph Ziggler ends up winning by tricking Cody Rhodes into attacking the Big Show. When Cody Rhodes' back is turned, Dolph Ziggler gives him a zigzag. The interesting point in this match was that Wade Barrett, former leader of NXT, comes out to lay the smackdown literally on the Big Show. He doesn't cut a promo. He doesn't sit there and say, well, I left NXT, or I'm sorry, I left the Nexus at Raw. I left Raw for this. No, he just comes out and he takes out the biggest guy SmackDown's got and he leaves the ring, setting a point, making his mark, and now he is the main event next week. That's how it's done, people. I'm no fan of Wade Barrett, but I think this was very well put together. Dolph Ziggler is now the #1 contender, as we all know. Go ahead and move forward to the Divas match. Kelly versus Michelle McCool. Why is LaEve getting so much more screen time than the current reigning championship? Did they not have enough screen time beforehand? You are annoying, LaEve. Michelle, you're not even pretty, and I detest your southern accent. It's not bad to have a southern accent, just don't put it on the mic. You're a professional, right? Keep it clean. And you know something, Layla? You're cute and all, but you can't wrestle. But yet they still have more screen time. As you would guess, Layla distracts Kelly, which is not a big thing. Kelly's always distracted. Kelly gets distracted. Michelle puts a face bomb on her, takes the match. Then LaEve starts beating the tar out of Kelly, and Drew McIntyre actually comes to the rescue and gets in the girls' faces and tells them to leave Kelly alone. Now the screen cuts out before Kelly gets a chance to regain consciousness and see that it's Drew McIntyre that saved her. This is probably done so that the mystery will be whether or not Kelly will actually like him, Drew McIntyre turned face, or it's just going to be a creepy bad ending like it was with the Randy Orton segment. Anyway, we'll leave that to future endeavors. Now, the second main event. The coup de grace, if you will. We are now watching the 2 out of 3 falls match between Alberto Del Rio and Rey Mysterio. I like Del Rio. I really do. He's a good heel. He's very athletic. So I'm really counting on him to win this one, but not the way he did. So, as we know, Alberto Del Rio does the cross arm bar. Great submission move, worked on Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio taps out early, and this is important because you have to understand the realism of it. If Alberto Del Rio were to crank on it and Rey Mysterio fought the whole time, his arm, he wouldn't be able to use his arm for the next 2 matches. He's got 2 more rounds to take out Del Rio, so he taps out quickly, figuring he can make it up. And he makes it up in 1 round by doing some sort of head scissor maneuver, which is, again, Rey Mysterio style, and he does really good at it, and he pins Alberto Del Rio. Here comes the 3rd round. Rey Mysterio throws Alberto Del Rio out of the ring. Ricardo comes by to see if Alberto's okay. Rey Mysterio jumps out of the ring, shoos away Ricardo, pounds the crap out of Alberto Del Rio, tosses him back in the ring. Now the referee's at a 6 count this whole time. Rey Mysterio's not paying attention. He turns around, backs up a couple of steps, and then gets a running start to jump into the ring. And guess what? Ricardo was there the whole time at the bottom of the floor where the referee couldn't see him, and he grabs on Rey Mysterio's leg, causing Rey Mysterio the match. So Alberto Del Rio wins, not in a way that I want, but he still wins. He goes up the ramp without Ricardo, true to form, and Rey Mysterio loses it. He beats the crap out of Ricardo. He kicks him while he's down. He 619s him, and he beats him some more. This is a good dark side to Rey Mysterio I think we need to see more of. Anyway, so that's all in all the end of the Smackdown. It was good. It was disappointing because you knew some people were going to win the way they won and they shouldn't have won. But it was a good Smackdown altogether. Really not a whole lot of promos. I love the little batter between Josh and Michael Cole. Josh is kind of like the face version of Michael Cole. He's really putting Michael Cole in his place, and I love every minute of it because Michael Cole is a douche. Anyway, with that, be on the lookout for more videos. Again, put your comments right there. Let me know what you think because your opinion is important to me. Thank you.